ICAN stands for the Indigenous Consumer Assistance Network. We provide financial counselling, consumer education and advocacy. And right now in Yarrabah and Palm Island we're doing 2 money management programs that are quite intensive. The money management programs are about working with households, looking at their budgets, the family budget, the overall budget, and getting the family to look at setting some financial goals. It might be savings, it might be getting out of debt, it might be looking for buying a 4-wheel drive or a house. The program's been operating for a couple of months and it's really taking off well. It's not a compulsory program like it's happening in other parts of the country.
I'm the money management project coordinator for both Yarrabah and Palm Island. With this project it's really exciting because I really suppose it's about empowering the Indigenous consumers so they're able to make informed decisions about their own personal finances. With the project itself, we're looking at going in and educating them. So we start off with looking at like a budget and have a look at what their debts are, how much money they've got left over, looking at long-term, short-term goals and working with them towards, I suppose, wealth. And looking at, I suppose, taking a holistic view. So, like if they've got issues, say, with their energy and their energy bills up really high, we're forming partnerships with places like Ergon Energy that are going to come into the community and be able to give them energy efficiency tips. Later down the track we'll be looking at things where we can bring people in to come and speak about responsible gambling and issues like that. So, it's okay to go and gamble, but to do that responsibly so that, there's more money in the bank for the other things that you need for everyday living expenses. I think the key to success is through education and educating people. And sometimes being in a remote community, there might not be those opportunities for everybody. So I think by going in and taking a personalised approach, and each client is different, so we're really tailoring the program to suit every individual's need. We're also looking at what's culturally appropriate and we're making sure that we're working into that and taking advice from our staff in these key sites. We've hired local staff in both communities, which is fantastic because the communities are going to feel quite comfortable speaking to those people. There. So in both sites we actually have 3 staff. We've got 2 team leaders and then 2 money management workers that are actively out engaging the community.
Drew Danga, and I'm the team leader at Yarrabah for the Yarrabah Money Management. The whole concept of the money management program and the larger project with the council is very exciting for me. I think that it'll bring about much needed change within people's perceptions of, especially around home ownership. Basically, I suppose the main part of it is we're going into people's homes, and this where I believe that is the only way to make true change, is we're going into people's homes and talking to them, delivering workshops to people, giving people better understanding about budgeting, household budgets. But
the 6 different modules, they actually go into people's homes. They take about between half an hour to an hour to complete. And they're very visual, there's charts, we get them interactively involved, and it paints a bigger picture on like managing money, like credit, bank fees, FPOS fees, like all the little bits and pieces of information that we can put together to paint that bigger picture. So it's kind of like starting with a blank canvas in these communities, and we're watching the picture grow as we progress with this project, which is really fantastic.
My name is Latricia Sexton and I'm one of the management workers in here at Yarrabah, ICAN. When I first started this, knowing about the money management stuff, I heard about it and I thought it'd be good for my community. With this project, it's with the council, and one of I think the biggest aims is like home ownership. And at the moment at the Genji area, that's where I live, there's a lot of new houses going up and stuff, and with us teaching our people about budgeting skills, one day in the future they might want to own their own homes.
At the moment, Yarrabah and Palm Island are looking at home ownership within the community, which is a really big step forward because at the moment nobody owns their homes within those both communities there. So in Yarrabah there's actually a subsection that is being put together at the moment, which is going to offer people within Yarrabah the opportunity to become homeowners.
I think the initial concept is that they'll build 20 houses that will be offered to people in the community to buy, and a part of their ability to buy it will be engaging in the program with us, in the money management program, and I suppose showing that they've got to build a savings history, I suppose, you know, show that they can save so that they'll be able to make repayments and so forth, you know. This is the Jajanji suburb in Yarrabah. It's out of the main town area, but these houses, what are being built here, will be a part of the agreement that the Yarrabah Council signed with the government. These initial 20 that will be located just here, I think will be for rent. I understand that they will be for rent. On the top side of the subdivision, they're going to build another 20 houses. Those will be the ones that will be for sale, that people will be able to actually purchase.
What the amazing thing about Palm Island and Yarrabah is that they've driven this. They've taken pride in their own communities, which is really evident, to put something together where they're bringing in all these fantastic service providers that can offer a service to the people within the community. It's not compulsory, so nobody's being forced to participate in this. And I think that's really good in itself, because that's empowering for people as well. I think if you force people and you force someone's hand to do something, you're going to sort of get a wall that's going to go up. When you have people that initiate it and they go through that, I think the sense of pride at the end when you achieve something is overwhelming, and then you want to keep going. So I think it's a really positive move. This whole program is about like the reigniting of pride within the community and empowerment. So for them to actually be given that option and to build further on their community, I think that's a really good basis, and it also adds incentive for them to come along and be part of this, because it teaches them how to manage their finances. So when they take the step foot towards home ownership, they've got everything down pat. So, you know, when they've got to pay their rates and all those other things creep in, like your insurances and things like that, they've actually been educated and they've had the basis back here. So I think, you know, for the people there, I just think it's too deadly.